I woke up, I went on a hike with my girlfriend, and throughout that whole hike, I was just thinking in my head, like, man, like, do I want to go to work? And it's not like, oh, like, I don't want to go to work. But it was more as in, like, I don't know, I had like a perspective switch, like an epiphany in a way, you know? And I just started thinking about like my life, my purpose, why I'm here, what fulfills me, what makes me feel excited to get up and, go. And so even leading prior to this, I was just always looking for, you know, a career, which job that will pay me the most, that I think will help me fulfill me because of money and stuff like that. I was chasing the bread, I was chasing that cheese, man. And this is like a couple months prior, leading up even to this point as well. And so just constantly looking for that satisfaction, because like at the end of the day, obviously we know that we need to make money in order to, survive and to live in this world. And so I was going at it with that mentality of like fear of not having money, fear of what if I don't have enough or I don't make enough, fearing of choosing the wrong career choice and this and that. And so like I was just all over the place, and also just looking at what other people are doing, thinking that I think that's what I should be doing and whatnot. And then just come to find out, at the end of the day, it's like things would just happen in my life that just wouldn't allow me to follow through with those plans. And so today, and now that as I'm walking down, this fucking boardwalk, I had this epiphany moment where I was just like I just said, where I was just pretty much just chasing the money, dude. Like I was looking at which area, which job will provide for the most, not just for me, the people around me and shit like that. And so because of that, it was also at a fear mindset, because I was like, okay, I need to make sure I land and do something good in order for me to take care of not just myself, but people who I care about, the people who I love about, the people around me, and stuff like that. And so I wasn't going at it with love. In a way I was, but in a way I was also kind of just like looking to see, how I can help and make other people happy versus what truly makes me happy and what makes me feel good. And so like now that I'm recording and doing this and speaking, it's like I feel good. I feel at peace, and it's just kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, dude, throughout like the whole day I was just in contemplation of like, do I go down this route or do I go down this route? And so like, and this isn't the first time in my life where I've had like some pivotal moments where you're just like, okay, I can go down this route or I can go down this route. And like you can see perfectly that, it's like one of those, and I don't know if many of y'all like experience this, y'all can let me know, but it's like you got two choices to make, and it's like one of the choices seems a little bit more, it makes more logical sense, but the other one, it excites you more. It doesn't make that much logical sense, but it excites you and you feel a little bit more called to do that versus the other thing. And so like I've just kind of like had like a whole like turnaround moment throughout like these past couple weeks, because it's like I also came across this video of about this one guy wanting to follow his passion as like a musician or rapper or something like that. And then it was like a spirituality video, and and the guy that he was talking to, he was kind of saying like, well, because he was like, oh, I lost my job, blah, 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 I'm gonna pay for my bills, this and that. And he was saying, okay, well, like pretty much all those things that were in your way, stopping you from following your passion, now are not in the way anymore. So now what is your excuse, It's like we put up these excuses, oh, like, I have this going on, I have that, or I can't do that because of this or that. And it's like, at the end of the day, if those things are taken away, you know, what's next? What's the excuse, you know? So pretty much that was where I was going at, you know, in my life right now. Was like, this one decision, it makes sense to me logically, but like this other choice just makes more sense to me. I feel gravitated to go this way a little bit more versus the other choice. This way feels a little bit more fulfilling. I feel like I'll attain more happiness, you know, versus going the other way. And like at the end of the day, it's like I was chasing money. I was chasing a monetary thing because thinking and just being like in my head like, oh, I need that in order to do this or that, or I need to go ahead and I need to get a job in order to make money. You know, it's like a very limited mindset. You know, like all my family has ever known is that you got to go work at a certain place or do a certain thing in order to attain money, you know. My family doesn't know that another way to get money is, oh, by owning a business or by doing this or that. Actually, my mom's a business owner, so I'm actually very grateful that, you know, I was able to, you know, witness my mom, you know, ever since I was a kid. She's always worked just for herself, you know, never worked for anyone. So she's been a business owner, you know, but she works for the business. The business doesn't work for her, you know. So that's something that I definitely want to help her out with too, as I gain knowledge, you know, help her out, make sure she's set up well, you know, wealthy, make sure she has her own, you know, her own thing. But yeah, man, so like today, you know, I just decided that I'm just gonna fucking quit everything, man, and just go all in on this, you know? Go ahead and just document and show everyone, because I know I'm not the only one out there that has come across this time in their life where they're like, man, I want to do this, but low-key, like, it just doesn't make sense because I need to do this in order to, you know, pay for what I need and this and that. But it would be nice to do, you know, like, let's say, for example, you're like, man, I have a corporate job, I have a sales job, I'm doing good for myself a monthly, you know. Let's just say you're making over 10 G's a month in sales. You're like, man, I make good money, this and that, but like, realistically, I just have a passion for baking cakes. You know, just something about when I'm in the kitchen and I'm putting all the ingredients in and this and that. I just have this passion and it excites me, and I get so excited that I just want to record myself doing it and maybe possibly show others how I do it. And maybe someone out there might want to bake and they don't know how, so me recording myself, this and that, showing them, you know, it's like you following that excitement obviously not only will benefit you, because let's say you do record yourself, you put yourself out there on YouTube, you grow, your channel grows. Obviously, because of YouTube, you know, stuff like that, you get money and shit. So obviously the money will always be there. It's just following your passion. We allow certain things to block us. Like, I have bills, I have kids, I have this and that, and they're very excusable excuses, you know, don't get me wrong. Obviously, kids need to eat and this and that. But it's just kind of like, also, we allow those certain things to stop us from being in a creative mindset and also thinking outside the box of, you know, how can we bring in another stream of income, or, you know, just allowing us to go ahead and just kind of leave that old self in the past and go ahead and reinvent ourselves and follow that new self, you know? And so, yeah, man, it's just like, that's just an example of you following your passion, you know? And let's just say you don't follow your passion. Let's just say you're just like, man, that doesn't make sense for me to do. I'm just gonna go ahead and stay at my corporate job, you know? And so it's just kind of like, I mean, yeah, you might find fulfillment, you might be a little happy there, but like at the end of the day, you know, when you go on your deathbed, are you gonna be like, man, I wish I could have tried, you know, that, or I wonder what it would have been like if I had done this instead of gone that way, you know? And so it's just like, at the end of the day, man, you gotta understand too, is that you only have one life, and it is at the end of the day your life, and you only know what you feel is right to you. You know, you can't go based off what someone else is doing, or what maybe had worked for someone else. You know, someone got rich off fucking Bitcoin doesn't mean you're gonna get that shit too, you know? We all have our own path in life that we need to walk and go through in order to become that person God knows that we need to become for whoever out there needs the help. You know, and so for example, like me, like I can be like, man, like I love getting better. I love making sure that I push myself into doing better mentally, spiritually, in every area, and it makes me feel good. And so it's like, I remember, because I used to be the opposite. I used to be someone that used to eat a lot, used to not do anything physically, never pushed myself mentally, you know, never developed spirituality, you know, farther than what I've known. And so it's like, now that I've grown all those things in my life to a certain extent, you know, just a little bit, it's like I have seen a major difference in my life as far as like how I operate and what I do and stuff like that. You know, and so like at the end of the day, it's like I want to go ahead and record and help others that are maybe going through something similar, you know, because I was overweight. I battled with mental issues, negative thoughts, you know, negativity towards other people. I've been through all that shit, you know. Not saying that I don't have work that I still need to do, you know. We all do. All my life, we're always going to have to continue to grow and do work, you know. But it's like some of us are willing to go ahead and intentionally put ourselves in that situation knowing that we're going to have to go through shit, but at the end of the day, we're going to grow. And at the end of the day, also, that person that wants to go through it will see that we made it out on the other side. And also, on that, what comes from the other side of that is what they're going to see that comes from you. You know, the confidence, the grit, the fortitude, the perseverance to push through hard times, knowing that on the other side of hard times, on the other side of just that little hurdle, that time that you want to give up but you didn't, you just kept going, is that sweetness, that moment of sweetness that everyone craves and wants in this life, you know. But you have to be willing to just push. And ultimately, it truly does come down to as to why you're doing it, you know. Are you doing it for money? Are you doing it for, you know, a certain reason? And I'll be honest, like, money will only get you so far. And that's also another thing, dude. It's like, yeah, money's great and all and this and that, but it's like, we also like chase money and want money thinking that it's gonna bring some sort of happiness or fulfillment in our life, knowing damn well that people who have had it, and lots of it, have, you know, ended their lives or have just not lived good lives, you know, with that in their life as well. So it's like, I've decided to come to terms, and this is something that I've known when I was younger as well, but I just never implemented, I really grasped, I guess you can say, you know. But I think now I am, where it's kind of like, you know, you're gonna have to put in that work right now, man. You're gonna have to go through certain things that suck. You know, we all gotta go through that shit. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's worth it. You know, when I was going on my weight loss journey, in the middle of it, still weighing a couple 100 pounds, you know, I was like, man, this sucks. I couldn't see myself in the body that I have now, you know. But I had this vision of like seeing myself in a better physique, better mentally, spiritually, you know, in a lot of areas of my life. And so because of that, there was a deeper reasoning why. And also, you know, the people around me, knowing that there are other people probably out there that want to lose some weight too, or fix themselves mentally, change themselves from going from a negative mindset to a positive, and seeing their outlook in life in a more positive way, you know. And so ultimately, that's why I'm here, to be of service to y'all, show y'all and give y'all my life, and we'll see where things go from there, man. But yeah, so that's that. This is gonna be the first video of the series, so Catch you on the next one.